also think that magic is something that is created within ourselves by us becoming our most authentic, true version of ourselves. We will draw more magic into our life and we will also put more magic out in the world. Welcome to Just Being Me. This is your sanctuary for all things real, magical, and unapologetically you. Here, we weave together the threads of balanced living, self love, and creative expression. Because stepping into who you're meant to be is equal parts exhilarating and messy, and it's all part of the plot. I am your host, Emma Garter, and I'm a self expression coach and creatrix. Each week, we'll dive into heart centered conversations, playful explorations, and a little bit of everyday enchantment. Whether you're figuring out life's big questions, manifesting your dream reality, or simply learning to know, trust, and love yourself, this is your space to create a life that feels so desirable that you would never want to escape it. So, let's skip the small talk and dive into the deep end. Your story starts here, and the pen is in your hand. Now, let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone, beautiful souls on the internet. I am grateful to have you here. If you're new, welcome to Just Being Me, the most magical place on earth. And if you are a recurring listener, thank you so much for coming back time and time again and being a part of this community, of this safe space, of this space where we just get to be all of who we came here to be. This week's episode is gonna be magical because we're talking about magic. We are talking about magic. So, what is magic? Well, I have my own definition of what magic is, which I'm going to share with you today. And I'm also going to share how you can bring more magic into your life. So, for a lot of people, magic is like what you see in movies or what witches use or fairies or like any mystical creature. And I agree. I totally agree. And I love that for some people. They think it's weird and stupid and not real. I do think it is real. But I also think that magic is something that is created within ourselves. And by us becoming our most authentic, true version of ourselves, we will draw more magic into our life and we will also put more magic out in the world. So it's not just spells and candle magic and howling at the moon and crystals and all this. It's also about our own integrity and our own ability to create a life that feels true to who we are. So I have been working on a little acronym for the word magical, and I want to share the description with you guys. So I have it here down on my computer, just so you're not wondering why I'm reading down. So here is the description of magical: mastering your authentic gifts and intentional creation through abundance and love. Ooh, I love it. Magical represents the transformative journey of embracing your unique talents and creating with purpose. It's about uncovering your authentic self and mastering the gifts that set you apart while aligning them with intentional actions to manifest your dreams. Through a mindset rooted in abundance, you recognize that life is full of opportunities and resources, and with love, you approach yourself and others with compassion, gratitude, and connection. Together, abundance and love become the driving forces that amplify your creativity and fuel a meaningful life. Living magically is not just about what you achieve, but how you uplift others in the world and in the process. It is an invitation to embody joy, purpose, and limitless potential while staying true to who you are. So it's literally just everything I stand for, and your life gets to be magical. And your life is literally in your own hands. So, why aren't we making more magic in our lives? Why do so many people feel so dull? They feel so like, I look around and people look like literal zombies. No offense, but like, it feels like their life force is just drained out of them. And there's no joy, there's no passion, there's no spark, there's no inner fire. And that is because people are living through a life that someone else created for them. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I want you to succeed. I want you to shine. I want you to truly, truly love your life. And by embodying a magical life, you get to do that. You get to be in the driver's seat and to actually be the one steering your way through life, not just sitting as a passenger princess and letting the exit that you were meant to take just, you know, disappear into the horizon because we're not aware. So, I wanted to share today 7 things that you can do in order to create more magic in our life. And I also want to invite you, if you desire to live a life based on your own terms, for you to actually be a co creator of your dreams and desires, to schedule a free discovery call with me. I want to be here for you and guide you and hold space for you in order for you to step into your full potential. The link is in the show notes. Okay, so let's get into the 7 steps of creating a more magical life. So, the first one we're going to talk about is look for the beauty around you. Start opening up your eyes to what is actually in front of you, because what we seek, we find. What we look for, we actually see in our life. So if you want to create a more beautiful, magical life, you got to look for it. You got to actually open up your eyes and be like, "Okay, I get to see 3 beautiful things today. I get to experience one magical moment today." And beauty is everywhere. Right now it's snowing outside, and the snowflakes are just like so softly falling, and it's so beautiful. And some people would have hated it. Some people were like, "Oh my god, it's snowing. It's so I don't like snow. It's too cold, blah 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 blah." They find all the negative sides of everything. And you won't find magic if you're constantly living in the negative energy of nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever, right. And we can find wrong with everything in the world. But what if we shifted our mindset? And what if we started looking at everything right? And sometimes, yeah, you gotta not bypass the things that are hard and grieving and all the heavier emotions. We can't just skim them and just forget about them. No, that's not what I'm saying. But being able to go through something and being like, okay, so what is this actually teaching me? What is the beauty in this? And what I love to, like, the more that I have gone into this process, is to look for signs and synchronicities. It's it feels like magic. Looking at angel numbers, being like, okay, if I am on the right path right now, show me a pink butterfly, show me a pineapple, show me a dragonfly. And just knowing that if you're on the right path, that will show up. So starting to communicate with the universe and really just being open to miracles, being open to seeing what is actually in front of you. And one of the ways we can do that is to tap into gratitude. What are we actually grateful for? What in our life right now in this moment are we grateful for? And I invite you to think of 3 things right now. Think of 3 things that you're grateful for in your life. It can be small, it can be the breakfast that you have, it can be that you have a place to sleep, it can be that you have an incredible partner, it can be that you love your friends and have really supportive friends. It can be anything, but what are you grateful for? Start tapping into that. And the more you will do that, the more you will see around you and have to be grateful for. Number 2 is to be intentional and slow down. And this one, I think we all need to hear. We live in a patriarchy, a very male oriented world where we have been like programmed to live by this 24-hour cycle, which is the male cycle, when women have a 28-day cycle, even more, or less, our menstrual cycle, basically. And it's so important, even like with the seasons. We have 4 seasons. Nature does not go and is not spring all the time. It takes time to hibernate and calm down and go into hibernation and just like do nothing for 3 months. So, why, as nature, we literally are nature, we're made of nature. So, why do we feel like we have to go, 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 go all the fucking time? Well, society. But the thing is, we get to choose. We get to be in the driver's seat and to actually be in charge over how we want to live our life. So, being able to slow down and to be in the presence, you're going to be able to experience a lot more magic because you're not always rushing into the next thing. You're not always needing more. You're not always grasping for something other than what you actually have. And the thing is, we don't have anything else than this moment right now. Right now is the only moment you have now. And then this is the next moment that you have now. And then this is the next moment that you have now. So why are we constantly living either in the future or in the past? If you want to experience magic, you have to start coming back to you right now. Because otherwise, you're going to miss it. Otherwise, you're going to miss the magical moment. You're going to miss the little kid laughing her ass off because she saw a very funny duck or whatever. The third thing that I want to talk about is get into nature. Nature, oh, I just have such a big love for nature. And I feel like if more people were actually out in nature, we would be so less disconnected from ourselves and our own truth. And the more we get into nature, the more we're able to see that, like, everything is imperfect. Everything is just going the course. And sometimes there is something that happens that is really devastating, and it still gets up, it still comes together, and just like take the mycelium network, for example, under the ground, the fungi that literally connects all the trees. It's a huge network that connects everything, all the plants. And if a tree is sick, if a tree is, why am I talking about this? Does this have anything? Well, yeah, kind of. It has something to do with magic. If one tree is sick, the other trees literally send that tree nutrients and strength in order to heal. Like, that is just mind blowing. And if we started living more like nature, if we started giving selflessly, and if we started being there for each other, and if we started accepting what is, and doing our part in this world, having our own purpose and living that purpose, we would be able to experience so much more magic. I just love nature. And also, when it comes to like finding the beauty in things, have you ever studied something in nature? Like really, really taken the time to study it. I've been fascinated by water lately. I now live on an island, which I love. And every time I'm by the water, I'm like, the pattern, the intricate pattern in the water, and how the pattern like is different in different patches, and how like, oh my god, it's actually insane. And if I hadn't slowed down, if I hadn't become so immersed in the presence and looking for the beauty around me, I wouldn't have noticed that. And that happened in nature. That happened by me just being in our own element. Number four is to create rituals and pockets of connection. Ritual doesn't have to be sitting down, having a full blown sister circle with a bunch of women, which is, that is great as well. And I love that. And there's so much magic that happens in a sister circle. Um, but it also is these everyday moments. It's that like sitting down, taking a deep breath, and just feeling into our bodies, looking at what is actually happening around us, and really creating spaces for the magic to happen, creating sacred moments, being able to talk and connect with the universe, the all oneness that we all are in this together, smiling to a stranger, helping someone out, opening the door, and really just being engaged in this world. We are in this world, not of this world. Like, we get to be a little piece of joy. We get to be a little piece of magic in this world, which I find so beautiful. To think about the fact that we create this. We literally create this. And if we want to isolate ourselves, and sometimes that is necessary. But if we want to do that, we can do that. But then we're not actually engaged in the magic that is happening all around us. Number five is to be silly. I love bringing in the childlike wonder. And I think magic is connected so much with being a kid. Like all these Disney movies that include magic, and it's so sad that we feel like we have to grow up and become adults and stop being silly, stop playing, stop just doing things just for the fun of it. Like, why can't we just roll down a hill? I've done that like in my later years. It's so much fun. I got a little dizzy, but like you get to feel like that kid again. You get to bring up that like playful inner child, and it's great for healing your inner child too. But you connect with a certain frequency that kids have. And kids are really just like the pure essence of God because they're not contaminated yet. They're not actually affected by society. And being able to tap back into that also helps you reconnect with your truth and that magic. Number 6, and this is not like necessarily like magic like this, but it's to do the work. You got to do the work in order to actually experience magic. If you expect that, you know, just being silly, well, I guess you can experience magic if you don't do the work, but if you want to experience magic, like a magical life, we got to be in the driver's seat. We got to actually take charge over our own life. And we got to do the work in order to let loose of a lot of the baggage that is holding us dense, that is holding us down from really flying into the air and just like fully expressing ourselves. Because if we don't do the work, we will never fully become our true, authentic selves. If we never take the time to uncover what has been holding us back from really being our own, like, inner child, true essence, we will never be able to fully live our dream life. So we got to do the work. And if you want to do the work with me, I invite you to, like I said, just join me, free discovery call, and we can really just dive into the things that are holding you back from living your true, authentic self and creating the most magical life that you could ever dream of. If you want that, the link is in the show notes. And the last thing that I want to talk about is to every day work on stepping into your fullest expression and move towards living your purpose. The most magical version of ourselves lives our purpose, and it is in devotion to living their or going on their mission. And if you're listening to this, if you're still here with me, I know that you are a light worker. I know that you are meant for so much more than what the society has told us is acceptable. And you're meant to make a difference in both your own life and then other people's lives. And being able to help other people, being able to live through being of service, I think that is the most magical thing we can do. Really just showing up to serve and to be a space holder. And no matter what your purpose is, if it's owning a farm and, you know, sharing the homegrown vegetables with your community, that is still you sharing the magic of your true essence with people. So, yeah, I'm rooting for you. I know that you get to live your most magical life. And I hope this episode gave you some inspiration to connect even deeper with yourself and just like show up as the most authentic, fully expressed version of you, because I know you can. I know you can. It's just a matter of when. I am sending you so much love. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. If you share it on Instagram and your stories, I would love for you to tag me. Let me know how this landed for you and what you want to hear from me in the future. I want to serve you as best as I can and hold space and talk about the things that you are the most excited about. If you haven't already joined my challenge, I am hosting a 11-month challenge where we dive deep into a medium a month and really just getting our creative juices flowing. So the theme for February is clothing, all about personal style and expressing yourself through clothing. We're also going to do some redesign, so it's going to be so much fun. And if this sounds like a bit of you, definitely check out the show notes and you will find a link to sign up there to the Facebook community. And yeah, what else? Definitely go and check out my Instagram at authentically underscore MEMM and stay up to date with everything that we got going on. And if you want to sign up again for a free discovery call, you will find all the things that you need to know in the show notes. Thank you so, so much for joining me today. I hope you have a marvelous, magical day, and I will talk to you soon.